What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dolo J, aka the Dolo Kid, on the first video of the Dolo Kid basketball channel. My old channel, the Kicking the Dolo podcast channel, got a lot of videos that were partially blocked and copyrighted. So I don't really too much know if I'm gonna be posting on those channels anymore. But what I can tell you is on this channel, I got a lot of strictly NBA content coming up for y'all. The finals are coming. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this video, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned. But all right, we got the NBA Finals. The Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics were one of the best teams all season. 64 wins. Only playing about 14 games to get to the NBA Finals. Losing one game in round one. Losing one game in round two. And sweeping the Indiana Pacers in a series that possibly could win 6 or maybe even 7 games. If the Pacers just, pull maybe 1 or 2 of those games out, because it was 3 games where they had to lead with under maybe 2 minutes left, 4 minutes left, something around that time frame, and they just coughed up every single game. Jaylen Brown ended up winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging basically 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. Jason Tatum, who had a better statistical output, and a lot of people may have said possibly deserved it over Brown. You could have made a case for either or, in my opinion. But Tatum ended up averaging 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Drew Holiday, he really found his rhythm in the series, basically averaging almost 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists per game. And, the Celtics just showed why they were the best team in the East all season. Moving over to the Minnesota Timberwolves, basically a gentleman's sweep. Timberwolves end up getting 1 game from the Mavericks, but the Mavericks end up winning the series 4-1. Luka throughout the whole series averaged 34 points, basically 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Kyrie had 27 points, 3 rebounds, and almost 5 assists per game. Luka Doncic ended up taking home the Western Conference Finals MVP, rightfully so. Basically, he was, in my opinion, the most consistent Mavericks player that had the highest statistical output. A lot of people can say Gafford and Lively, they were also very consistent throughout the series, but it did not have the statistical output that Luka did. Lively and Gafford, those two twin towers for the Mavs, man, is just crazy. Lively, a good passer, rebounder, block shots, hustle player, Gafford, more of the scorer, more of the shot blocker of the two, in my opinion. Not as good as a passer. Average a little bit more points. They both average roughly around 10, 11 points per game, roughly about 8, anywhere from 7 to 8 rebounds. Lively averaged about 2.5, almost 3 assists. And Gafford basically averaging 2.5, almost 3 blocks per game. It's going to be real interesting to see what the Boston Celtics do with the Mavericks front court of, Lively and Gafford, them guys splitting the time down the middle. Who I have being the X factor in this series is Kristaps Porzingis. Does he play well? Does he start? Does he come off the bench? What type of impact does he have, given the fact he has not played the entire postseason run for the Boston Celtics? I think he got hurt in the game right before the playoffs. And we already know that the playoffs are a high-intensity game. It's hard to get a rhythm back once you haven't played for a little bit. But I think the Celtics are talented enough to where they can try and integrate Porzingis back into what they're doing. I don't know if it's going to completely break up the chemistry. I don't know, like I'm saying, I believe Porzingis would start if you have him play versus coming off the bench. But either or, I think would suffice, and I think the Celtics have enough firepower to make either one of those work. One thing that I really want to harp on and talk about is basically the matchups. The backcourt for the Mavs of Luka and Kyrie is probably, one of the best backcourts we've seen in a long time. Stan Van Gundy was basically saying throughout the Western Conference Finals that maybe this is the most talented backcourt duo in NBA history. And I can understand that from a standpoint of playmaking, shot making, basically just ability to take over games for the entire game, stretches, maybe even entire halves, stuff like that. So it's very hard. And it's going to be very hard to guard these two players right here, man. But the Celtics have a plethora of options, man. Derek White, they have Drew Holiday, they have Jaylen Brown, and possibly they can even throw Tatum at them. And let's just say, for instance, a game where maybe Derek White or Drew Holiday's in foul trouble. I could see them possibly either hiding on PJ Washington or Derrick Jones Jr. and, not picking up as many fouls, given the fact that those two players are more, their roles in Dallas are more just catch and shoot, maybe dive to the basket occasionally type of thing. And they just space the floor out so Luka and Kyrie can operate. But if I had to bet my bottom dollar, I probably would see Drew Holiday start off on Kyrie. Derrick White and Jaylen Brown might take turns guarding Luka. It's even a possibility where we could, even see Jason Tatum on Luka for, maybe a period of time, for a little stretch throughout the game, depending on the game situation, who has how many fouls and does Luka have it going or whatever. So just give Luka different coverages. The Celtics do like to switch a lot of things. So when Al Horford is on the floor, it might be a little bit harder for him to stay in front of Kyrie and Luka. And another thing, as far as like harping back to the Porzingis thing, it's all right. So do you do what the Timberwolves do and drop, or do you just come up and show a hard blitz, and try and get the ball out their hands? Lively has already shown you, like I said, he was averaging 2.5, almost 3 assists per game in the Western Conference Finals. If it's him on the floor, then he's going to either take the ball to the hoop if he's got an opening, or drive, kick over to a corner three. And PJ Washington hasn't really been hitting his shots lately. It's been more of Derrick Jones Jr. and Jaden Hardy towards the end of the season. Even Josh Green got a couple of shots in, but PJ Washington for sure, he's shown you through the first series and a half that he can get it going and be the Mavs' third leading scorer, and it can produce wins as well. Because we already know Luka and Kyrie are going to be 1 and 2 in scoring. We already know that they have the ball a lot. The offenses ran through them a lot. But that third leading scorer for the Mavs is always kind of iffy. Always kind of iffy, man. But like I said, I feel like the Celtics, they got the right matchups. It's going to be harder for the Dallas others to outplay the Celtics others. Just in my personal opinion, the Celtics haven't played the best at home, but they've been a good road team. Hopefully the 6 days off can, help some of the others settle down, like Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard. You know what I'm saying? 2 guys who really can contribute to what the Celtics have going on. I don't know what's the status of Luke Cornett. He's going to be very interesting towards the scheme when it comes to Gafford and Lively. Because Al Horford, he's more of a low post defender. Not saying that he can't move his feet on the perimeter, but he's more of a low post defender. But when you got 2 guys sharing minutes going as hard as they can, Al Horford's only 37. So Porzingis coming back is going to be a big X factor. Like I said, we don't know what's going on with Luke Cornett. And I trust the Celtics others a little bit more right now. So with that being said, I'm taking the Boston Celtics to beat the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games and be your 2023-2024 NBA champions. I believe Finals MVP will possibly go to Jason Tatum. I believe throughout the series, basically, that he's going to have a series where he just takes over an entire series. They're going to have to. The Mavericks are too talented for him to just sit back and kind of wait to turn it on in the second half and stuff like that. I mean, they did it with the Pacers and the Heat and and the Cavaliers, but the Mavericks are a different story, man. They got hot at the right time. The team is constructed the right way for the players that they have and who they want to build their team around. So it's going to be real interesting to see how they play. Kyrie back in Boston, Porzingis, versus the Mavs, man. It's good NBA cinema at the end of the day. But this has been your boy Dolo J, a.k.a. the Dolo Kid. Make sure you stay locked for the NBA channel that I got going on, and basically just the basketball channel overall. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, lace up them kicks. I'm out of here, man. Peace.